Good morning, everybody. It is probably about 7:30 in the morning. We're up in the Great Smoky Mountains National Park, and I'm going to try to do a little bit of EuroNymphing for some wild trout. And probably going to be doing some moving around, just kind of going from spot to spot, looking for the deeper runs right now. You know, the water's not very high right now, so I'm going to be trying to find some faster moving runs and stuff, try to find where these fish are maybe laying in the cooler water, but we'll see how it goes. I'm just here at the truck right now getting rigged up, so stick around. We'll be down here on the water here in just a minute. Alright, so I'm here at the first spot that I want to try. To those of you who have been here before, you probably know where this is at. It's a pretty recognizable spot. But we're going to give it a go here and see if we can get on some fish out of this big deep run here. Looks really good. Water's pretty chilly this morning when you first step in it. It's been getting down pretty cool of a night the last few nights. Hopefully it's got these fish fired up. Got them to eat. Alright, so I've been fishing for a little bit. So far I've not had too good of luck. Caught one small trout, a little rainbow, didn't get it on film. Caught a creek chub, a little dace, but I've moved upstream some. I've been changing flies around, changing weights on my flies, just trying to find what they want. This little stretch of water that I'm about to fish here looks really good, so hopefully we can get on some more trout here and I can actually get them on film. Alright, I'm actually going to change flies real quick. I don't like the bottom fly that I've got on. Then we'll take it off and put a golden stone on real quick. Alright, so changed flies again, went to the stone fly, come upstream a little bit, and it looks like I've hooked into a little wild trout here. Let's see what we got. Oh, it looks like a brown. Yep. Pretty little wild brown on the stone fly. Get him unhooked and released. Just really pretty little wild brown. Okay, so I know I wasn't recording whenever I caught that fish. Well, I was recording when I caught him. I wasn't recording whenever I hooked him. So I'm just going to kind of walk him through where he was laying at. I casted my flies right up in here. into these little riffles that drop off down into this deep run that go along this rock. And I know the water gets pretty deep right here, so I was following my cider, and once I hit this deeper water right here, I just dunked my cider down a little bit into the water and let my fly sink just a little bit more. And once they got to about right in here, well, then that brown took that stonefly. I felt him, he just thumped it one time, saw my cider twitch, felt him hit, he hit real good and hard, set the hook on him, and that was all she wrote. Alright, I'm gonna see if I can actually catch one and get it on film this time. So far this morning I've not been doing a very good job of getting my hook sets on film, but the fishing has actually been a little slow this morning. I'm having a hard time picking up strikes. They're very few and far between, so I don't really want to burn through all of my battery life if I'm not catching anything, but we'll see what we can do. Alright, so found this big deep run here. Water comes down and almost like tries to make a little bend right here, but it looks like it's fairly deep. So I'm gonna make a few drifts right through here, see what I can do on this side, and then I'm probably gonna go back across and come up the other side and try to fish that other side over there. Looks like the other side is where the water may be a little swifter. That's kind of what I'm looking for. So I don't know, it may be a little better, but I'm gonna try this side anyways while I'm already over here. I can't really even hardly like get my flies to drift on this side. The current is just, it almost like eddies back around in the opposite direction of the way I want them to go. Felt kind of nice. There's one. Now that fish, I did not even feel him hit. I actually just saw my cider move. Pretty little wild rainbow on the stonefly again. Looks like going to the stonefly was the right way to go. Pretty little fish. Thank you, buddy. Okay, I had to stop for a few minutes to do some line and leader maintenance here. Had to change a few things out, and I went ahead and crossed the water while I was at it. So I was right over there whenever I caught that little rainbow. I went ahead and come up and crossed, and I'm gonna fish this side of this run now. See if we can pick up another fish or two. Also, I went ahead and changed the top fly that I had on, because the one that I did have on was just not producing much for me. And I mean, if you're catching fish on one of your flies but the other one's not producing anything, go ahead and change out that other fly too. You know, try to find what they want on that other fly too in a different water column. That way you've got two flies on that you're catching fish on. It kind of doubles your chances. You're not just catching fish on one fly and the other one's just kind of there. So little tip there. Let's see if we can pick up another fish. Got a tree limb right behind me and above me. Trying to stay out of it if I can help it. Oh, that was a really good take. God, I can't believe I missed that fish. That fish hit so hard. Maybe he'll hit again. It's hard to tell with these wild fish sometimes. Sometimes they'll hit 2 or 3 times in a row until you finally catch them, where they just stop one. And then other times they hit 1 time and they're done. They're extremely spooky, so it just kind of depends on what mood they're in. I know that was a really good take though. Can't believe I missed it. Okay, I've not had any more takes on these wild fish. I've been fishing for a little while now, but I actually have to drive through Gatlinburg on my way home, and I'm using a new rod today. I don't know if y'all have noticed in the video or not. I'm not using my Moonshine Vesper. I just got this rod in a week ago. It's the Hardy Ultralight LL, and I really don't want to go home without at least trying to hook into a pretty decent fish on it first. So we may stop through Gatlinburg and try to do a little stalker bashing on the way home. Did manage to pull a few wild fish out this morning, so that was pretty cool. But now I'm gonna go see if I can hook into something that's got some substantial size to it on this new rod. Finally got one of these fish to eat. I could just see these fish stacked in here, but I've been changing flies and changing flies, been having a lot of trouble just getting them to take something. Finally just went to a little natural pheasant tail again and a waltz worm on the bottom and got one to eat. It's really nice rainbow. Looks like he took the top fly, the little pheasant tail fly. I'm telling you guys, do not underestimate these fish just because they're stocked fish. These fish are heavily pressured this morning. They won't hardly look at anything that I've thrown at them. Finally, again, had to go down to a little size 18 pheasant tail and got one to eat. So we're gonna work our way down through here with this little pheasant tail and see if we can pick up a few more. I can see a pretty good fish laying right there, right where my flies are about to drift through. See if I can get him to eat. Thought he had one. Guess not. I saw him move though, like he kind of moved on one. There he is. I love seeing these fish and sight fishing to them. So much fun. It's a pretty good one. That's a hook. Flopped out of my hand. There he goes. This water down here actually seems, I don't know, kind of dingy. I don't really understand why. Upstream it was crystal clear up there. I don't know if that'll affect the fishing down here or not, but we will find out. This water here is quite a bit shallower than the water that I was just fishing a minute ago. So I still got the little size 18 pheasant tail on top. I went back to the waltz worm on the bottom fly, just trying to lighten my flies up a little bit. I want them to get down to depth, but I don't want it so bad that, you know, I'm just constantly getting hung up and stuff, losing flies. That's the thing about EuroNymphing. Everybody thinks that you want your flies constantly dragging the bottom. You don't want your flies dragging the bottom all the time. You just want them to tick the rocks every now and then. When your drift is slower than the current is moving on top of the water and your flies are just ticking the rocks every now and then, you're at the right depth then. We'll work our way through here, see if we can pick up a fish or two. Big creek chub. If I'd caught as many trout as I have creek chubs today, well then I'd be in business. Another big creek chub. Okay, we're done fishing for the day. Fixing to head back to the house. I was really hoping that I could pick up one more decent fish before I left, but I don't know if the water's just warm or if the fish are just so pressured, but could not get another fish to take a fly. But it is pretty cool that the 2 fish that I did catch, I was able to sight fish them and get them to eat, so I did enjoy that. That was fun. But all in all, it's been a pretty good day. Got to try out my new rod. Like I said, it's the Hardy Ultralight Light Line model. Got to try it out on some wild fish, got to try it out on some big fat stock fish. Love the rod, it handled really well. Pretty impressed with it. But later on, I'm going to do a full video review on the rod, show, you know, the features of the rod, what I like about it, is there anything that I don't like about it. Kind of go over why I chose the rod that I did as far as brand and model goes. I know the last video you saw me trying out some Thomas & Thomas rods, and I was talking about getting a 10-foot 2-weight. Well, here I am with a new Hardy Ultralight rod, and it's a 10-foot 8-inch 3-weight. So I'll talk about that, kind of go over why I went with that decision instead. But all in all, it's been a good day, so hope you stick around. If you've not subscribed to the channel yet, be sure and do that. Drop some comments, like the video if you enjoy watching it. Really helps me out. But I appreciate you watching. Thanks.